We are experiencing technical difficulties. We'll be on the air in a moment.
Well, hi, babies, and hello, you guys. Welcome back. That's our way of saying welcome back. So today, we haven't been around for a while. I know that. Lots been going on, both in personal lives and stuff like that. Nothing bad. Just, I really haven't felt like being behind the camera, editing and whatnot. So, we got something coming up, but we're keeping it very, very quiet. Some people know, some don't. But for now, today we're gonna go walk around. There's a few things that have changed around downtown and whatnot. And we just want a quick walk with you guys and to talk about a few things that have been going on. I must say it is a very pretty day here at the last day of August going into September. I mean, I think there are a few leaves up there that have changed, not much, but it is a very, very pretty day. Isn't that right, sweetiekins? Yeah. We haven't had what I would say a very warm or hot summer. I mean, where I work in a kitchen and stuff, it gets hot, but nothing I can't handle. But lately, I've actually been trying to lose some more weight because I put a lot on after a few other lifestyle changes. It happens. But we've been wanting to do a walk. I've had stuff backed up since the 4th of July, I think. Got a couple other things that I've wanted to finish. One of them mainly was our last day in Florida at Disney, and I still have all those videos. Never did it. I don't know completely 100% why, other than the fact that I've just spent a lot of time getting some things in life in order. Kind of really just focusing on life itself and whatnot, not being behind a camera. And what's coming up, I don't know how much will be filmed. I still haven't figured out how much I'm going to continue to do here, because I have made a new proclamation. Well, she has, and so have I. Both believers in our faith of the creator of the universe, our King Messiah Yeshua. So I've pretty much kind of just gotten into very, very much a lighthearted part of life, you would say. So
That's what life is.
yeah. So I've spent a lot of time where it's just me and her focusing on stuff for us and whatnot, and that's about all I'm gonna get into. And to end that part of the video, during this weekend as I'm filming, it's move-in day, I believe. Move-in weekend here at UMF, which she went to for 4 years, right when I pretty much started this channel, years and years ago. I also realized I kind of jumped into it as if I had been doing it for years. This is Dawn, and I'm Beamer, for those who have just joined us or are getting to know us by just coming across this channel. But anyway, we were, trunk or treat. It was up at Ballot School. The kids were pretty young. Not so much anymore. But I mean, it literally all started, actually, for me wanting to do it, watching other YouTubers do it. Thought it'd be fun. And it has been. I just don't do it all the time, and I never really wanted to make anything super big. Well, I did at one point, and in between takes, I'm trying to actually catch up to her as I keep getting rocks in my shoes, and was greeted by a dog. And it was greeted by a dog. So, all right, now that I'm caught up, what was I saying? Yeah, at one point I wanted to make something super big out of this. I was filming all the time. I think in 2019 was my big height. I was filming, editing, sometimes uploading 2 or 3 videos a week at one point, and I had a lot of content. And I kind of started to grow out of that. And it's funny, as much as we did stuff in Florida, it's something I didn't want to compete with. I really didn't want to compete with any of the other vloggers out there. I was doing my own thing. You know, being the Chronicles doesn't mean a set schedule or a set thing. It's just chronicalizing what we're doing at that moment. And right now, that is walking through downtown and whatnot. I need to see if Liam has some of that old music we used to have. And speaking of changes of the season, I got some of our first actual changes in this bush here. Not far from where she had her first, what you call they call it a matriculation, right? Where you went from high school to here. Well, she wouldn't do high school. It was a adult ed called the high set test, which got her actual diploma and stuff. So yeah, it was right in that building right over there. But yeah, the leaves in some places are beginning to change, which actually in a couple weeks we do have Fair Week. I do plan on filming, especially the wrestling. Downtown, a place hustling and bustling when the school begins yet again every year. Actually, it's not too bad right now. I think I did that a little prematurely. So 2 things that have actually changed kinda are a couple new paint jobs on some of the houses here. That one up there, I think I have an old video where I can find what colors these 2 buildings were. That actually, this building right here. So sadly, I cannot find any good video of those 2 houses. I looked and looked, but sadly, I couldn't find anything. Actually, we're the lease owners of the first apartment that we lived in when we first started this whole thing through Foothills. Isn't that right, babies? Usually when you hear that noise, it's a lot hotter. And since I filmed here last, well, I think they changed that logo of Franklin after we moved to Florida. Duncan kind of got its own little change, a little more aesthetically pleasing to Farmington. And instead of it being Dunkin' Donuts anymore, all Dunkin' Donuts are now just called Dunkin'. I mean, people still call it Dunkin' Donuts. I'm pretty sure we do. Or Dunks. And
I'm from New England.
unfortunately, she had a little spill yesterday. Some hot tea got all over her stomach. And it is not good. She's having trouble faking a smile. Neither one of us like to try and fake smiles. Not if I can help it anymore. She just told me, sorry, I'm trying not to look grumpy, it just hurts. So I thought I'd clear that up. Like a few things in this area, I'm not quite sure what was actually here, but these are relatively newer places here. Press Cafe, that's been here for a while. That's actually on the other side of this. This actually used to be the old recruiting station right here, and it looks like this is all changing. The realty office, I believe they had moved, or they're doing stuff. I don't know what they're doing in there. No idea. But anyway, she's been in here in Main Street Cafe. I haven't. Oh wow, UMF students get 10% off. Cool, that's nice. And like I said, the Farmington Fair is coming. So we will be there. I know 2 days that we will be there without actually working. So I'll be able to kind of walk through, give an overview, and send it back to you all in one day before it really takes off throughout the week. I still want to get me one of these shirts. Those are the prices of them. Farmington. Sweetie, did this place change before we left?
Yeah.
For Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. It used to, what did it used to be?
A jewelry store.
No, not a jewelry store. It had another name. Very similar to what it is, but not.
Yeah, I don't remember it. But when I was little, it was a jewelry store.
They used to have really during the winter time, it would have a bunch of what do you call it? The wintry things. I'll dig through the archives to see if I can find it. So it was quite loud in downtown to speak, but this was done new, painted by the Rotary from 100 years ago when they established themselves here in Farmington, and it is right here on the corner of Broadway and Main Street. Pretty cool. Look at this artwork. I think this was done after we got back, but I'm not quite sure. But I thought I'd show you real quick. Really cool. So this is a new thing that they put in after we left. Oddly enough, it sounds very familiar. No, not the bells, but that beeping noise. Wait, it says wait. Anyway, that beeping noise, you hear it? Sounds very similar to the tricorder in the Wrath of Khan Star Trek. Take a look.
This is the gardens under CD Alpha 6.
See? Sounds almost very similar. I honestly, when they were putting them in a couple places that I hadn't seen or heard it, I seriously thought somebody was watching Wrath of Khan. So one thing that changed, other than Sensei side having all the usual stuff, there used to be like an antiques type store in here. Well, Sensei Side bought it, and they actually have an extra bit of like crystals and a bunch of more like the rock type stuff. Really interesting. A lot of weird, odd things in there. A lot of amethysts. You know, it's just the extra overflow stock that they don't put in the other part of the store, which has other types of things in it and whatnot. Another thing that they have added and has changed, there used to be another type of thrift shop over here, other than, which is Touch of Class, which is right next to Rennie's here. But it is called Lion's Den. It's a thrift shop. The one we had before was, I can't remember the name of it, but they changed, and it was actually owned by the Lions Den, so they wanted to do something different, so they kind of get rid of the extra surplus, kind of gave it away, like some of the stuff you could buy, like the whole thing was like a big, you could fill up a huge tote for like $1 or something like that, or $5, and we got quite a bit of things like clothes and whatnot, because after moving back I needed a bunch of different type of winter clothes that I didn't have, and unfortunately I grew a little bit bigger, and I'm trying to actually get out of the polyester thing into the cotton. Anyway, long story short, they became the Lions Den due to the fact that they are owned by the Lions Club. So, with that being said, we're moving on towards Front Street. What was that?
You don't know how to make a long story short.
That's very true.
You're a rambler.
It's too bad I don't make money being rambles. Rambling, the rambler, I don't know. So another thing that they added, and we have been to during the Chester Greenwood Parade of last year, was the B&B Bakery. We've been back a couple times, and actually I need to do a food review. Mom actually suggested at some point doing some food reviews for you guys, and she wants to be a part of it. So I don't know, we'll wait and see how that goes. I was hoping to kind of walk in and show you guys Wicked Candy, which I have done before, but it's been a while. It's one of the ones that went in right before we moved. Something that's coming soon here, the Under the Oaks Music Festival. Yep, they do have camping out there. Seems pretty cool. That's one thing that they started, I think it was the first year when we moved to Florida. Been a lot, like I said, undone things around town that I haven't done, that I needed to. You know, that was the original thing. I was gonna update when something new happened, when somebody got a new item in their store. Mostly downtown stuff when it came to that part, but other adventures here in Maine. But life does things, and I guess you gotta just kind of roll with the punches. So we're actually gonna stop off here at Aroma Joe's, which used to be Gifford's ice cream. During the flood, while we were gone in Florida, destroyed the interior horribly, and they never reopened. So they started off making a coffee shop. So we're gonna take you guys along, and we've tried it several times since it's opened, but this is an update video, so let's go inside. Well, it was a little busy in there, so we're gonna have to go in another time, but I'll show you what they had on the menu real quick. So anyway, we're gonna head back home, finish this up. We wanted to just take you guys along real quick. Quite a bit of new things in downtown and whatnot, just taking you along for this quick reel. I guess you could say it was kind of fun. It was fun for us. I don't know about all you viewers at home, but what the heck happened to this ground? Wow. That's life in Maine. What's that?
That wasn't there before we moved either. It was much smaller.
Oh, is that their air conditioner? Or?
Yeah, I think it's
For the whole building? Wow.
I guess.
Right by the student center, where when we came down for the Fiddlehead Festival, this is normally what it looks like. And during the winter time, which we've done before, you could slide down with the snow and ice. Brad's done it quite many years. And I've decided to walk up backwards, because it actually is like walking backwards on a treadmill, which simulates walking up a hill backwards. It's supposed to strengthen your knees and your kneecaps and whatnot. Actually, since I feel like I've lost a few pounds and stuff like that, I feel better. At least the fat part of it. But yeah, today is moving day. We didn't quite go up where you could see most of them, but it's too busy. That breeze feels good though. But anyway, this video has kind of come full circle, and we got a few things to get rid of. But we got some stuff to do around the house before something kind of big is happening, I guess you could say. I don't know. We'll see in a couple days for sure. I'll have some kind of update video in a couple days when it happens. We love you guys. Stay safe. Yawn a lot.
Strong.
Stay strong and stay positive, guys. We love you. What were you saying, pie? You were saying bye, pie. Bye, pie. Caution, it's hot. This pie, he's angry. Well, 2 pies anyway. I like that. Bye, pie. Is that kind of like my pie or my tie? I don't think so.